UFC Seattle. This is the betting video. How we doing, everybody? It's your boy, Young Pasty, and I'm here today to give you all of my official bets for UFC Seattle. We got 4 bangers coming your way. I'm going to give you a little long shot parlay too, okay? We're going to sneak that in there as well. That's tracked separately from the bets. It's something I'm starting this week, okay? So we're going to start it off hot with a nice little long shot parlay. The next section, my lean section, so props, bets, fights I like and I'm considering, but I have not put official money on yet. And lastly, my stayaways. So bets, props, fights I recommend you do not put your hard-earned money on. Now, recapping last week, we essentially broke even, minus 0.0805 units, so less than a tenth of a unit. Basically broke even. I'm not too mad at that. It's better than losing money. So at the end of the day, you know, we move on here to the next week. If you haven't, guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, share, do all that fun stuff, and subscribe to my Patreon. It's free. Links in the description. That's where I put all of my bets when I place them. That's where you can get these odds right at the time that I place the bet, because they always change and they always move in the other direction. So free. Again, it's free. Links in the description. Let's start this off, guys. Bet number 1. And I'm super confident in this play this week. It's my most confident play. 2-pick parlay. We got Gene Silva and Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Minus 167. We're putting 2 units on this bet. Okay? Super confident in both these fighters. Gene Silva on a knockout roll. Dude broke both of his hands. Shit. Realizing that. Probably going to break his hands again if he has that power and brings it again. No, but anywho, yeah, Gene Silva with the Fighting Nerds. Really great striking. Going to get the job done. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez going up against Brendan Allen, who is a top contender, a good fighter. But at the end of the day, this is a rematch. Fluffy handled business the first time. He's, been on a roll ever since. Has a couple, loss here and there. I mean, I'm done doubting the guy, okay? He has that dog mentality. Put him in with Gene Silva, minus 167, 2 units. This is my most confident play of the week. And we move on to bet number 2. We got Javid, Basharat, and Ibo Aslan, another 2-pick parlay. Plus 115, we are putting 1 unit on this. 2 fighters again that I'm confident in. Javid Basharat, look, I think he got robbed in this last fight versus Sahabi. And look, really great striking. He's going to pick apart Ricky Simón, in my opinion. So confident play there. Combine him with Ibo Aslan. Dude has heavy hands. Dude has very heavy hands. He is going to get the knockout. It's just a matter of when. First round, second round. We'll see how tough Eon is. I don't think that chin's holding up, though. So, Aslan going to get the job done there. Yeah, 2-pick parlay, plus 115. We are putting 1 unit on it. Let's go. Bet number 3. And look, we did it 2 weeks ago. We hit. We did it last week. We hit. We're going to do it again. We got the 3-pick parlay for bet number 3. Leg number 1, Modestas, Bukauskas. Leg number 2, Ruziboev. Leg number 3, over 1.5 rounds in the Basharat and Simón fight. Plus 105, we're putting 0.75 units on it. Okay? Bukauskas is going to get the job done against this scrub, Rafael, who got knocked out by Ibo Aslan, by the way. Ruziboev taking on, it's a short notice fight, but taking on, this UFC debut, Eric McConico. So, I think he's going to get the job done taking that. I think he's going to get the job done. I think he's going to take care of business. Ruziboev shouldn't have moved down in weight. He looked terrible. He looks like a toothpick and, gassed out and just got handled by Buckley, who, I mean, granted, Walking Buckley is a contender, right? but not his weight class. Looks much more filled out. His muscles were like 2 times the size they were in his, fight a weight class up. So, yeah, Ruziboev coming back off a tough loss versus Buckley, going to get the job done on short notice. And then the over 1.5 versus Basharat Simone fight. Simone's tough, all right? And Basharat, anybody can find a shot, right? But he's not necessarily known for that extreme knockout power. And Simone's a tough dog. So he's just, in my opinion, that fight's going to go the distance, and Basharat's just going to piece him up. And that is what it is, right? So plus 105, 0.75 units. And we move on to bet number 4. And we're going with the underdog, okay? We're going with the person that I doubted last time, and I don't know why I did it. Looking back, obviously hindsight 2020, but I'm not going to make the same mistake again. Rob Font, plus 152. We're putting 0.5 units on it. Look, I got faith in my boy. These super long, lanky arms, great boxing, fraud checker. Okay, we saw it with Kyler Phillips, okay? Yeah, he got, a little handled in the first round, but after that, over. And Matsumoto, his opponent, is not like a pressure wrestler like Kyler Phillips is. He's going to stand up there and try and strike with him. Mixing the takedowns, and his submission game is deadly. His submission threats are deadly, so I will give him that. But, yeah, I feel like Rob Font's going to get his reads in first 2-3 minutes and take care of business after that. Piece him up from here and there. Not going to get the knockout because Matsumoto's tough, but he's going to get that loss there. I mean, I guess not necessarily fraud checked, but taught a lesson, right? Rob Font, plus 152. We're putting half a unit on it. Now, this is my new section, and this is going to be tracked separately from my bets. This is the long shot parlay section, okay? So every week, we're going to do a long shot parlay. We're going to put about maybe 5-6 legs in it, and we're trying to get something juicy and hopefully get it to hit. So these are the 5 legs that I got for our long shot parlay of the week this week for UFC Seattle. Let's go. First leg, Nikolay Veretennikov. Second leg, Andre Fili. Third leg, Gene Silva, KO. Fourth leg, Mansur, KO. And the fifth leg, under 2.5 rounds for the Menifield versus Walker fight. There's going to be a little picture up here with that posted, okay? Plus 1,188. Dang near 12-1 odds. I myself putting 0.25 units on it, okay? So that's what the long shot parlay of the week is going to be every week, 0.25 units. Yeah, man, these are confident, picks in my opinion, every single one. Now, Veretennikov, that is a new fight added, and he's going up against some scrub, so I think he's going to take care of business. He looked good against his UFC debut event against Barlow on short notice as well. Got it again. Andre Fili going to handle Costa. Is that his name? The fucking crazy hair, skin disease guy. Yeah, he's going to take care of business. He's a UFC veteran, and the dude's wins are not notable. Yeah, his opponent. So, yeah, Gene Silva KO. Whew. Yeah, Melsik. Your lights are going to get knocked out. Probably it's round 1, round 2 at some point. Mansur KO. That's just a given. And lastly, the under 2.5 for the Menifield versus Walker fight. I feel like that could go later in the second round. Or not later in the... later in the first... Holy moly. Later in the second round. And either of them could find a finish there. So that's my play there. In that fight, under 2.5 for the Menifield fight. Plus 1,188.25 units. If this hits, let's go. It'd be great to start the long shot parlay of the week section with a win, right? So ride with me if you want. But we move on to the lean section. Now these are, these are, plays, props I'm looking at and considering and I like, but I have not put official money on yet. So we'll start with the round props that I like. I do like all of these round props. So we'll go into the first one here. We got the over 2.5 rounds for the fluffy fight, Anthony Hernandez versus Brendan Allen at -180. I think that, yeah, Brendan Allen's tough. I mean, they went the full 5 rounds the first time they fought in an LFA competition. And they're generally known both to be tough. Allen went 3 rounds with Imavov, right? Even though he looked horrible in the 3rd round, it still happened. So -180, not too bad. Over 4.5 rounds for the Cejudo fight. Look, Cejudo's a tough dog, right? Even though he's a little older, I still think he's got grit. I still think he'll, do his best to stay in there the whole fight. So -210 for that. Something a little safer though, over 2.5, -380. I don't think Song's getting an early knockout. I think he's gonna have to beat him up a little bit to get a KO if he finds one. So over 2.5, -380, something a little safer. Now, I put the under 2.5 rounds in the Menifield and Walker fight in the Longshot Parlay. We are going to put it in one of the leans here at a lower amount, -1.5 for that fight, -135. Holy crap, -1.5. Under 1.5, -135. You could play that straight up. Yeah. Now, again, like I was saying, I think a finish happens later in the 2nd round. But if you think Walker could get a KO or Menifield could get a KO, it's very, very, it is likely and it is live. So -135 for that. The over 2.5 rounds for the Fili and Costa fight, -195. Yeah, that's just going the distance, man. That's just going the distance. I don't think Fili's a destroyer or a finisher. Costa's tough and can hang in there. But yeah, I don't think he's taking Fili out either because he's tough cookie too. So capping off the round props, over 1.5 rounds for the Modestas versus Rafael fight, -120. You could play this straight up. I think that Modestas is okay. I don't think he really necessarily has knockout power. I think he's going to take this the full 3 rounds, or at least over 1.5 rounds. So -120. We move on. Fighter props. So these are some of the fighter props that I like. May put a little sprinkle on or two here or there. You never know. Rob Font by decision +200. I like, as I was saying in the breakdown of the bet before, I think he gets it done. But Matsumoto's tough, so I think it's going to go the distance there. Font by decision. Look, you can be like, oh, Pasty, why? Eon by decision. You have Aslan in one of your official bets. If you don't like the Aslan play, Eon by decision, I think that's also live, right? I think that Eon could put on a vet masterclass. It is live. And take him the full 3 rounds. I don't know. +450. Could do a little sprinkle. Next, Fili by decision +210. I think he gets the job done. I think it gets it done by decision. Song KO +210. As I was saying, I think it happens in the later rounds. So maybe look at like a Song KO in like 4th or 5th. I saw a Song KO, or not Song KO, just a Song finish. Like Song in the 5th round for like +1200. So that's live. Cejudo round 4 or 5 is at +3300. Fuck. I mean, that's live too. If Song gets tired, Cejudo could get a finish. You never know. Doubt it, but that's why the odds are so big. Mansur round 1 -115. So if you think he's gonna get the KO, I think he gets it done early. I think he's gonna knock the lights out of this guy, Nick Klein. So yeah, -115 round 1. I have Silva round 2 at +350. Melsik's a pretty good kickboxer. I think he can stand in there with him for a little bit, but ultimately Silva's gonna find the right shot to get him down in the 2nd round. That's my analysis on that. Lastly, Fluffy round 3 +1000. We saw how tired freaking Brendan Allen was in that Imavov fight. And look, I think Fluffy has more of a dog mentality than Imavov does. And if he sees, I hate when they lay on the ground and like, come here and wrestle with me. I fucking hate that shit. And Brendan Allen did that multiple times. And it's like, when you have money on someone like that, because I picked Brendan Allen. Fucker. Yeah, it's not a good look. So, Fluffy round 3, when Burning Allen gets tired, very live, plus 1,000. Those are all the leans. We'll move on to the last section. This is my stay away section. Bets, props, fights I recommend you stay away from. And honestly, nothing really scared me too much this week, but there are a couple things where I'm like, eh. There's always a couple things, where, it could go either way. Like, I don't know. I was considering the Andre Fili Costa fight because it's a pick-em, and I'm like, But, I'm not going to tell you to stay away from it. It's a pick-em. You know what I mean? So. But anyway, first official stay away. The Mansur Abdul-Malik money line. Don't do it. It's at minus 1,000, minus 900. I mean, obviously, I think he's going to win. I have him in the Longshot Parlay and told you, round 1 and one of the leans there. But, when they start creeping up that high, we've seen it with, the last one I remember was Peyton Talbot and Wayne Kong. Okay, it's like these guys can sell on you. So, Mansur money line, minus 1,000, I'd stay away from that. And my second and last stay away, the Menifield versus Walker fight, money line, right? Money line. Menifield's getting up there in age. I picked him for the fight to win, but Walker, he's this young guy, unproven, not too much out there to kind of see or look at. Will he come out here like a dog and get him in the first round? Or any round? I don't know. You never really know. The Jimmy Crute draw didn't look so hot. Came back and dusted him, after that. And, two tough losses after to, pretty good competition. We'll see where Menifield's at with this. If you look at it on paper, it should be a layup for him. But he's 37, a little chinny at this point. We'll see. See how Walker can do. I lean Menifield, but I'm probably not. Yeah, like I said, it's a stay away. I'm not putting official money on this. So, all right, guys. If you made it this far, thank you so much. That is the official betting video for UFC Seattle. Again, the Patreon is free. Go ahead and peep the link in the description. Subscribe. You can get all the bets when I place them and the odds at that time because they always sway the wrong way. Right? Subscribe, like, comment, share. Young Pasty out. Let's make some freaking money this week, guys. Let's go.